Back in April of this year, according to Auto Express Car Magazine, car sales across the UK fell by a staggering 97%, and that figure would only marginally increase in May at 89%. That represents an enormous slump in the car sales industry. And here at Bushmills Road in Coleraine at Trust Ford, where not a wheel has turned in literally 3 months, the question for them is, how do they get you and me safely back into the premises? But joining me now is Michael McCulloch, who is General Manager with Ford, and Roy Dixon, General Sales Manager here on the Bushmills Road branch in Coleraine. Roy, first off yourself, no doubt it's good to be back yesterday.
Yes, Dennis, it's great. We were off 12 weeks out of the business, which is a long time, and we're glad to be back. We got the place up and running again yesterday. The after sales department was open throughout the time period, but we have reopened the sales department yesterday, and we're glad to be back, and we have a team in place to get back and at it. And
Michael, not just with regard to this dealership, but elsewhere in Northern Ireland, what sort of differences will the customer see between, say, if he'd been in at the end of January and coming in this week?
Well, Dennis, there's massive differences. So there is. We've been preparing, believe it or not, for 3 weeks to try and get the showrooms opened again. We've implemented one-way systems into all the dealerships. We've reduced the number of cars in the dealerships. We've even had to move furniture and desks to allow social distancing. We've also got sanitisation points all around the dealerships. We've also had to change rotas with our teams. We've also had to implement social distancing in workshops because ramps are obviously very close together, and we've had to implement social distancing measures there. We've spent thousands and thousands of pounds on PPE, and that's available for colleagues and our customers. And simple things like our canteens. Our buildings are not designed for 2 metres apart, so we've had to limit the number of people that can go into the canteen for their breaks, and we've had to put rotas and things like that in. So a lot of thought and consideration has gone into it.
A lot of training, presumably, for yourself and for staff.
Absolutely right. A lot of training's gone into it, and before any member of our team could come back off furlough, they had to complete an online course, so they did. And then there's briefings by leadership teams on site when they arrive. So we're taking this very, very seriously, as we have to.
And Roy, with regard to Coleraine, to the Bushmills Road branch here, outline for us in detail some of the sanitisation that's going on and the antivirus that's going on here.
Yeah, certainly. From a building's point of view, the building, the touch points from the entry points and the doors to the telephones, to keyboards, we have a rota for sanitising those on a regular basis. Every hour and a half that gets done. From the car point of view, for customers coming for test drives, every car is sanitised before the customer sets foot in it. We have steering wheel covers, handbrake covers and gear lever covers, so every car when you get into it is fresh and clean, and when the customer leaves it again, the car is re-sanitised before anybody else gets near it. So it's all taking it all very serious, and customers are aware of making customers aware of that before we start.
Michael, I said in my introduction about how poor car sales had been, particularly through April. There was a very slight improvement in May, but this is a massive task that is ahead of you and all dealerships. Do you think you're going to be able to bring people back in to buy cars?
Well, first of all, at this minute in time, we're absolutely flat out, because in March, when lockdown came, we have got the likes of the new Kuga, which has only just been launched. People are waiting on those cars, and the cars are sitting in our compound. So we have a massive logistical task to get those cars out and registered. We were only allowed to deliver cars to key workers, and the majority of those were retail cars, so they're all sitting ready to go. As far as the longer recovery, we see an initial pent-up demand, and then we will see a flattening of the market, and then it will build back up again.
Okay, in very everyday terms, how are you going to entice the customers back in through these doors to trust Ford?
Well, the wonderful thing is, because we represent the Ford brand, who's the market leader, Ford are always ahead of the curve as far as advertising campaigns and stuff like that goes, and genuine consumer offers. So at the minute, Ford have got a really lucrative campaign for the customer called Peace of Mind, and that not only is giving extra money and discounts off cars, but it's also giving payment holidays to customers and existing customers as well, because we understand that some people find themselves in difficult situations, but also you've got to remember the nature of the contracts. The majority of cars are financed on a PCP type arrangement, so there's some people that are going to be coming to the end of the contracts who have to upgrade now because they have to make a decision, and we're allowing people to upgrade their car and not make any payments out of their bank account for up to 6 months.
Okay, Roy, finally yourself now, you've about 200 cars both out front and at the back here, all up for viewing. If there was a car with a price on it that the boss was to say to you, Roy, you're losing your marbles, that's far too cheap, which car would you like to take me to and say, you have to look at this one?
Denis, that's a tough one. That's like picking your favourite child, but all our cars are good value for money. If I had to pick one, we have there's a blue Focus outside we have there. It's less than 3 year old, less than 30,000 miles, and it's very, very competitively priced. Very competitively priced. I'll maybe have a yarn with you about it.
That's the car salesman for you guys. Thank you both very much indeed. Trust Ford here in Coleraine. All right, what are the opening days and times again?
We're open every day apart from Sundays, but Monday to Friday until 6:30, and Saturdays until 3.
You know who they are on the Bushmills Road. That's Trust Ford, guys. Thank you both very much indeed, and good luck in the days ahead.
Thank you.
For Causeway Coast Radio at Trust Ford in Coleraine, I'm Denis McNeill.